Hey guys, it's Jess from Peace Up Books, and today I'm here with a really exciting video that I've been waiting for so long. Just a couple days ago, I was like, I wonder when the ContemporaryAthon is. And then yesterday, Chelsea and Natasha and Julie, and then now Melanie or Mel, I don't know what she goes by, from Mel to the Any, who just recently started a booktube channel, all announced the ContemporaryAthon. Now the ContemporaryAthon is taking place the 11th of February to the 17th of February. So it's over Valentine's Day, which is really exciting, and it's all about reading contemporary books. And what I really wanted was the date, because I couldn't remember. I think they said it and I did not remember what it was, so glad we have the date and the challenges. And so for this video, I have a whole plethora of contemporaries to recommend to you. And now I kept on forgetting that this is ContemporaryAthon and not just like romance. So I was pulling some historicals and I was like, wait, that's not contemporary. So I had to put them back, but I have a good amount, some that I've read, some that I have not read that are options for me on my TBR. So I'll definitely share my TBR later. These are ones that I recommend to you guys if you don't know where to start for the ContemporaryAthon. So the first challenge is read the most recent contemporary book you bought, and obviously I don't know what you've bought and you aren't gonna buy what I've bought, so I'm not gonna recommend anything for this. I don't even know what I'm gonna be reading for this for my TBR because I could buy more contemporary soon. I don't know. The second one is a book with blurple on the cover, so blue or purple, and so I have a lot of these and I'm gonna go ahead and get right to them. This whole stack, and they're mostly blue. I don't have a lot with purple on the cover. I just keep on finding more. I just picked this off my shelf, Autobiography by Christina Lauren. This is about two boys falling in love, and I think one's from a Mormon family. There's pretty much the definition of blurple. It's blue going into purple. I might read this for that one because there is another one to read, a diverse contemporary, so yes, there's this. I have The Deal by Elle Kennedy, which has blue all over it, and well, I mean on the text, and this one is a hockey contemporary set in college, and this is one of my favorite series of all time, and this is the first book, so you should read this. Then I have Bad Habit by Charlie Rose. There is a purple like succulent on the cover. This one I honestly don't remember too much about it, but Charlie Rose writes really good angsty romances. I need to give this a reread like ASAP. One I haven't read that's a possibility for my TBR is Tattered by Devney Perry. I have no idea what this is about and I don't need to, but it's really pretty blue. Then I have Break Line by Sarah E. Green. This is a sports romance, so it is about surfers, and one is a has-been. She like was up and coming, and then she's falling for Sebastian, who is a famous surfer. Next is Moonshot by Alistair Notori. There's a lot of blue on the sky in this. You guys have heard me talk about it, one of my favorites of last year. It is a baseball romance, and it is a mystery, and it's really angsty, and that's all you really need to know. Another favorite of last year is Raised by Tilly Cole. It's really like purpley blue. You can't really tell what shade that is. This, well, it has the first two books in this book, but I've only read the first one. It is a very dark romance. I don't know if I said it's by Tilly Cole. And it is a girl who is engaged to someone, I believe, but he's like really awful, mean. I think they're part of the mafia. And then this like underground fighter comes into the picture. Next is Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. Very emotional romance, very good. So then we have On the Island by Tracy Garvis Graves. This one is a taboo teacher-student romance, and they are stranded on an island together. And then we have The Beloved, The Hating Game, which is a very turquoisey blue, so I don't know if it really counts, but I'm going to count it. And this is a hate-to-love romance between two people who work for a publishing house. It's really, really good. So those are all my blurple books, and now we're getting into Read a Diverse Contemporary, keeping in mind that it's Black History Month. So I have a few here, and a few are for African American main characters, and then the other ones are LGBTQ, and then there's one that's an Indian American main character. The first one I've already talked about is Autobiography by Christina Lauren. You could double up on challenges. I haven't read this yet, so I might read this for the ContemporaryAthon. Next is Goodbye Paradise by Serena Bowen. This is a romance, and I don't know anything about it. I just know I love Serena Bowen, and I loved Him by Serena Bowen and Elle Kennedy. This one is also an romance, and it is hockey, and it is amazing, and I might read the second book too for this challenge if I have time. Us is the other one, and these are really, really, really good. The next two are by the same author. One I've read, one I haven't. First one's The Wedding Date by Jasmine Guillory, and then we have The Proposal by Jasmine Guillory. These both have African American main characters, and this one definitely talks about race issues because she's black, he's white, and like she kind of talks about her insecurities about being in a mixed relationship because of how other people view the relationship. And then this one is I think he's like Latino, possibly. His name is Carlos. They meet at a baseball game and her boyfriend's proposing to her and she says no. So he saves her. I have not read this one yet, but Jasmine Guillory writes fantastic diverse romances. Then the last one I'm pretty sure comes out early February. It was supposed to come out late January, but it was pushed back, and that is The Matchmaker's List by Sonia Lally. This is about an Indian American woman. I believe she's Indian American. I know she's at least Indian. And she is coming up on 30 years old, and her grandmother says she's gonna hook her up with people and set her up with people, and so she has 3 suitors, and then her ex comes back into the picture, so I think it's kind of like The Bachelor kind of thing. Sounds really fun. So the 4th challenge is to read a dark, emotional, or hard-hitting contemporary. If you've been watching my channel, you know I am so into the dark romances, and so I have a few here that are both dark, and I have some that are also hard-hitting emotional. And so I have a dark romance recommendations video. I'll go ahead and link that down below. Some of these are going to be overlapping because I only read so many dark romances, and some of them that I love. So I have this stuck here. I'm going to show you. For dark romance, I actually have not read this, but it is The Knight and the Bandit by B.B. Reed. I think The Bandit is first. I don't remember which one is first in the duet. But I've heard these are really dark romances. I literally have no idea what they're about. But I'm excited for these, so I might read this for this challenge. The next 2 are for the hard-hitting part of this challenge and emotional. That's A Thousand White Kisses by Tilly Cole. This is the definition of emotional. Cry like a baby. It's about a girl and a boy who fell in love when they were like teenagers, and then he has to move away, and then she stops communicating with him, and then he moves back and figures out why she stopped communicating with him and broke things up with him. Then one I have not read is Making Faces by Amy Harmon. I've heard this is really, really, really emotional. I think the guy was in the military, and then I think he got disfigured, and then it's their romance. I need to read this as well. I have Mercy by Deborah Anastasia. I've not read this yet, but I've heard really good things from people about it, and it's on my shelves, and I need to read this as well. Then the tried and true classic dark romance, King by T.M. Fraser. These are really dark romances. Doe, she wakes up with no memory of who she is or where she came from, and so she becomes friends with this, I think she's a prostitute? I don't remember. She goes to this party and King is there, and it's their romance. So, very dark romances. Then we have my favorite, Corrupt by Penelope Douglas. Very dark. It is about a girl named Rika who is kind of has a thing for her boyfriend's older brother, and it flashes back between the past when there was a devil's night and they all like went crazy and did stuff together, and then 4 or 5 years later, when all the men from the 4 horsemen of people she went around with the night in the past, they want revenge, and she has no idea why. Then we have the last one, and that is It Ain't Me Babe by Tilly Cole. This is a motorcycle romance that is fantastic and dark and amazing, and I love it, and I need to finish the series. I've literally only read book 1, and book 8 just came out, or book 7, I don't know, book 6, I don't know. The latest book just came out. The next one, number 5, is read a contemporary that you meant to read in 2018 but didn't. These are personally for me. These are 4 of them that I didn't get to, and I only have 1 YA on this list. I think I only have 1 YA in this entire video, and that is When Dimple Met Rishi by Sandhya Menon. This was like hyped by everybody, and I bought it from Book Outlet last year, and I never got around to it. This also works as a diverse contemporary as well. This one I meant to read it in December and I never got to it, and that is Born Darkly by Trisha Wolfe. This is a dark romance as well, and it is about a psychologist who is falling for the serial killer she is working with. Then we have Hot Acid by Lauren Lane. I don't know like really anything about this. I think he works on Wall Street, and a lot of people like it. And then we have a soccer romance. I think it's soccer, which is The Player by Claire Contreras. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it's soccer. I don't think it's football, but I don't know what it's about either, but I want to read it. Number 6 is read a contemporary in a non-traditional format. I'm probably going to read an ebook or an audiobook, and I don't know what I want to do for this yet, so no recommendations from me here. The last one's pretty cool, and that is read a contemporary with some sort of picture on the spine, and so I have a lot of those for you. This is a really interesting category because it's not like a specific type of book, it's like the cover design of it, and so I'm looking at my shelves behind the camera, and a lot of YA has that, like a lot of Morgan Matson goes onto the spine. But I have a stack right here to show you. One I meant to read last year so I could overlap this is Up in Smoke by Tessa Bailey. It's a, I think they're like, she's in the CIA or something. He's a Navy SEAL, and I think she has to go undercover, and it does go onto the spine of their picture, so her belly button's on the spine. Then I have 2 books in a series I haven't read yet, but it is the Did I Mention I Love You series by Estelle Mascame. I've heard they're really good, and they have like the couples on the side. I don't know what they're about, but like I said, I've heard of really good things about them, and they're contemporary. And I have a whole series I loved, but I haven't read the 3rd book, and that is this series. It is Come Back to Me, Stay With Me, and Run Away With Me. These are all military romances. The first one, she is falling for her brother's best friend, and the beginning of the book, you know that either her brother or her the guy she likes, her brother's best friend, is dead, but you don't know which one, and then it flashes back to her falling in love with her brother's best friend. So very emotional. And the second one, she is working in a military hospital and she's falling for a guy who is actually blind. Really good, and I have not yet read book 3. As a last recommendation, the Him and Us series does go on to the spine as well, so the picture will overlap, and this is Us, this is book 2, which I need to read and might want to read for this challenge. There are literally so many books with pictures on the spine. I'm just like looking at my bookshelves. There are tons. So just take a look at your bookshelves and see what you want for that challenge. But that's all I have for you. Let me know down below what you plan on reading, or if you have any really good recommendations of what I recommended, of maybe books I haven't read yet or what I should read. I would love to hear. I am not one of the hosts. I just want to make this video and share all my contemporary recs with you guys because I know you guys love ContemporaryAthon and you all should join in on this readathon. That's all I have. As always, thank you so much for watching and have a good day. Bye.